Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to morning Bhagavatam class. Today I'll be reading the third canto, 28, chapter 1, verse 18. First I'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimiraandasya Vijnanakachalakaya Chakshurayamritam Tasma Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Vishnu Swapitam Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadate Swapanamritam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapadakam Sri Gunan Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sajatam Snehamritam Tat Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Bharajan Smitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Raj Krishna Pampam Savarani Lalitam Sri Vishakamitamscha Sri Krishna Paramasingo Dinu Panduraja Kattate Mutesha Gopikantam Radhakantam Namaskute Bhaktakancana Gaurangari Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Siddhapya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. Glory to the Bhagavatam. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jnanudayirayeta Vasustrishoshatadanasya Vasudevata Varachaitam Mahatsevaya Vitrasantiya Tirtani Shedanata Shinotam Savada Krishna Punyasrami Kirtana Bhagavantasva Bhadrani Vidimati Srutsatam Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevya Bhavate Uttamashloker Bhaktir Bhavitamashtakhi Tatarajastamo Bhava Kamalodhava Yasya Chaitanya Sritin Satyam Prasidati Evam Prasanna Manaso Shiriyogataha Bhagavattva Vijnanam Nishtashandukkajayate Vidyate Hridayadram Pischantyante Sarva Samsaya Shiyante Chasya Karmoni Krishna Evatmanishwari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sanatana Goswami Prabhu said to read today. Sarva Shastrarni Yukriyusha Sarva Vedanta Sattvala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadhya Sarva Lokaka Dristura Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu Kali Bhanta Utvankoti Tatvidya Sri Krishna Parivaktika Paramananda Pataya Prema Varshaksharayate Sarvada Sarva Sevyaya Sri Krishna Namaskute Hare Kabando Yaksari Matkura Manna Mahajaya Manishtaraka Madhakya Madananda Namaskute Sadhu Sadhudhyani Bhakti Chauchati Vakaram Vakaram Navacha Kadachi Mam Prema Hrit Kantayo Spruham. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are in the chapter of 328. So until then, Kapil Mahamuni, he is instructing Devahuti about the knowledge about the devotional service. So in this chapter, so we did know the glories of devotional service. He detailedly explained to Devahuti, and fundamentals of material nature we did go through, and we did understand the material nature. And we are going to Kapila instructions on the execution of devotional service. So we are reading from 18. So this is about the Ashtanga Yoga. So 8 limbs of yoga. So until now, like Kapil Mahamuni, he explained about 8 limbs of yoga, like dhyana, pranayama, everything. So now this is all about dharana. So from 13 to 18, Kapil Muhammad is explaining about Lord's qualities, how we have to meditate. If you meditate for on shunya, our mind will be all like disturbed and everything. But if you meditate on the form of the Lord, our mind will not waver anything. So this is a nice verse, text number 18. Kirtaniya Tirtha Yashasam Punya Shloka Kirtaniya Tirtha Yashasam Punya Shloka Yasaskaram Dhyayat Devam Samagrankam Yavanyachayit Chavate Manaha Kirtanaya Tirtha Yashasam Punya Shloka Yasaskaram Dhyayat Devam Samagrankam Yavanyachayit Manaha. Synonyms: Kirtaniya, worth singing; Tirtha, Yashasam, the glories of the Lord; Punya Shloka, of the devotees; Jashaha Karam, enhancing the glory; Dhyayet, one should meditate; Devam, upon the Lord; Samagram, Angam, all the limbs; Yavat, as much as; Na, not; Chyavate, deviates; Manaha, the mind. Translation: the glory of the Lord is always worth singing, for his glories enhance the glories of his devotees. One should therefore meditate upon the Supreme Personal Godhead and upon his devotees. One should meditate on the eternal form of the Lord until the mind becomes fixed. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This is a long purport, but I'll make sure I'll split and I will talk in between. Please forgive for any of my offenses. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. One has to fix his mind on the Supreme Personal Godhead constantly. When one is accustomed to thinking of one of the innumerable forms of the Lord, Krishna, Vishnu, Rama, Narayana, etc., he has reached the perfection of yoga. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. A person who has developed pure love for the God, whose eyes are smeared with the ointment of the transcendental loving exchange, always sees within his heart the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The devotees especially see the Lord in the beautiful blackish form of Shama Sundara. That is the perfection of yoga. This yoga system should be continued until the mind does not vacillate for a moment. Om Tad Vishnu Param Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha. The form of Vishnu is the highest individuality and is always visible to the sages and saintly persons. So in Brahma Samhita 5.30, I did note the verse, but I forgot. So Venam Kanantam Aravinda Dayala Taksham. So that verse it talks about the Lord's form. So we should not meditate on like Shunya, but we should meditate on the beautiful blackish form of Shama Sundara. And Om Tad Vishnu Param Padam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha. So one should meditate on sages and saintly persons. So you can only meditate on Lord's form, not the Shunya. The same purpose is served when a devotee worships the form of the Lord in the temple. There is no difference between the devotional service in the temple and meditation on the form of the Lord. Since the form of the Lord is the same whether he appears within the mind or in some concrete element. There are 8 kinds of forms recommended for the devotees to see. The forms may be made out of sand, clay, wood, or stone. They may be contemplated within the mind or made of jewels, metal, or painted colors. But all the forms are of the same value. It is not that one who meditates on the form within the mind sees differently from one who worships the form in the temple. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is absolute. There is no difference between the two. The impersonalist who desire to discard the eternal form of the Lord imagine some round figure. They especially prefer the Omkara, which also has a form. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that Omkara is the letter form of the Lord. Similarly, they are statue forms and painted forms of the Lord. So, Srila Prabhupada explaining more about the deity form. So, he also told, like, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, everything tells us that we can't see with our mundane eyes the spiritual form of the Lord. So we make forms with sand, clay, wood, or stone. So wood means Jagannath, stone means Archa Vigraha. So we have a clay. We make Ganesha with the clay. So we make so that we get the glimpse of Lord forms. When we are making, we just meditate on the Lord's form and we carve the deity. So even the Lord Jagannath, he does not come in the form of the hands went inside, legs are inside. So it is the form of the Lord. He reveals to the devotees, so they carve the deities. Devotees carve the deities. So devotees will get the glimpse of the Lord. So that is the form of the Lord. We can pray. So there is no difference between the Lord form and the Archa Vigraha. Another significant word in this verse is Punya Shloka Yashashkaram. The devotee is called Punya Shloka. As one becomes purified by chanting the holy name of the Lord, so one can become purified simply by chanting the name of a holy devotee. The pure devotee of the Lord and the Lord himself are not different. It is sometimes feasible to chant the name of the holy devotee. This is a very sanctified process. Lord Chaitanya was once chanting the holy names of the gopis when his students criticized him. Why are you chanting the names of the gopis? Why not Krishna? Lord Chaitanya was irritated by the criticism, and so there was some misunderstanding between him and his students. He wanted to chastise them for desiring to instruct him on the transcendental process of chanting. So this Srila Prabhupada in this description, he is explaining more of Punya Shloka. Devotee is called Punya Shloka. As one becomes purified by the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, so one can become purified simply by chanting the name of the holy devotee. So the pure devotee of the Lord and the Lord himself are not different. It is sometimes feasible to chant the names of a holy devotee. So this verse, it's more of like the Lord is glorified, but he feels immense pleasure when we glorify his devotees. I will read the next verse and I'll give a little explanation. The beauty of the Lord is that devotees who are connected with his activities are also glorified. Arjuna, Prahalada, Janaka Maharaja, and Bali Maharaja and many other devotees were not even in the renounced order of life, but were householders. Some of them, such as Prahalad Maharaja and Bali Maharaja, were born of demoniac families. Prahalad Maharaja's father was a demon, and Bali Maharaja was a was the grandson of Prahlad Maharaja. But still, they have become famous because of their association with the Lord. Anyone who is eternally associated with the Lord is glorified with the Lord. The conclusion is that a perfect yogi should always be accustomed to seeing the form of the Lord, and unless the mind is fixed in that way, he should continue practicing yoga. So, regarding this contest, so the Lord feels more pleasurable when his devotees are glorified. For example, Arjuna and Bhima. So they were in the war field, and Krishna took care of everything. He is the whole organizer, what we can say, but he did not feel himself the hero of the Mahabharata. He became a chariot driver for Krishna, and he gave credit to Arjuna and Bhima. And he said Arjuna, like he fought with so many warriors, and Bhima killed all um, warriors. So Krishna gave every credit to the devotees, but not to himself, and he just remained as a chariot driver for Arjuna. Krishna remained as a chariot driver. So when we talk about Ramayana, in the Ramayana, like he would have gone to Lanka to check Sita. It's just a minute. It doesn't take as long, but he wants to give credit to Hanuman. So he instructed Hanuman to go and check Lanka and whether Sita is there or not. So he would have done in minutes. He does not no need for any of these warriors monkey warriors to go there, and the whole scene of building a bridge. There is nothing there, but he wanted to glorify. He wanted to give the credit and pleasure to his devotees. So Krishna is so merciful. He doesn't want credit by himself, but he wants to glorify his devotees who helped in the process. So devotional service is it's very like I could feel it is like blissful and very very we could connect to the Lord. So all the purpose of yoga is just to connect to the Lord. So even in the festival of Holy Name, I got connected to so many devotees, and they were chanting so rigorously. I was like, oh, how can they chant so good? They're not giving, like they're closing their eyes, the sitting posture, and Srila Prabhupada asked them, like, sit straight. So everybody sits straight, sit straight, and they're chanting. So the environment is so empowering. The meditation, it is not taking our minds anywhere. So it's keeping our focus on Lord. And especially, I felt really, really good when I chanted in front of Sham Sundara, sitting in front of him. I was like crying bitterly. I need you. My mind is going everywhere. I am growing. I'm growing age-wise. But I want to do so many things, but this mind is not peaceful. So please give me patience, everything, so that I can concentrate on your holy name. At the time, I felt really good. I was in myself, I'm glorifying Amrit Kele Mataji, Sri Radhika Mataji, and all the people like Lakshmikant Prabhu. They are like taking too many pains, and Prashadam devotees are regularly, like from morning to evening, they're doing so many services, and it was like a blissful environment. Yeah, it's like I could glorify them, and I was saying thank you for Krishna for giving this opportunity to chant your holy names in front of all these devotees. The congregational chanting is so good. Yeah. So definitely I could understand meditating on Krishna means that is the one. So yeah, and the whole purpose of meditation is to get connected to the Lord. Thank you. And if you have anything, please share, Mataji. I'll conclude this. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Very nice class. And this your meditation on the fall festival. I'm also just thinking in similar lines. How nice to be in the association of such wonderful devotees. And we know that it's a kind of a transcendental experience. This sloka is really the climax of that kind of experience, the uninterrupted meditation on the form of the Lord. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you had read this verse. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mataji.
No.
If there is nothing else to be discussed, then we can conclude this meeting. Yeah, Vancha kalpatarabhyascha krupasindabhya च पत्तानां भावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. हरे कृष्ण.